feels so good. It feels so good to be able to scratch my scalp. Ooh. I don't know. I just love it. And I try to keep, I like my braids messy anyway, but that's why I'm gonna just do them over. Like, I don't got time. Like, we be spending our money very stupidly. Like, I know I do. I used to do a lot of things very stupidly, but now it's like I'm waking up. I was asleep. Oh, okay. I'm not taking none of this stuff. This is real, okay? I'm gonna keep it as real as possible. Like, I should have closed this window, but I like to have natural air coming in my home. But this video is gonna be a real quick video today. Yes, I have my Baby Yoda on. This is my favorite sweater. Like, don't I look like that? That's me, how I look in the alien world. But let me push this back a little bit. Chilling, okay. I have a message for a day. It's for somebody named Day. No, I have a message today. It's something that just has been on my mind a lot. It comes sporadically and it goes, but it's this. And I keep getting confirmations that I need to say these things, so I'm just saying it. I don't know where it's coming from, but it gets confirmed. So, there's a person out there right now, or there's a group of people out there right now who are in environments, I should close my window. But I don't like to close my window. Like, I really don't. Oh, damn, I'm being lazy. And I just be feeling like I'm congested when I close the window. Like, it just creeps me out. But, we back? Okay, we back. I'm about to get comfortable because I'm about to go out, head out, all that. But there's a group of people out there right now who are in situations that they know they don't belong in. And this is just a special message, a message right now, and some encouragement, especially for my youth, the kids who are coming up behind me who often feel like they have to think like adults. Trust me, you're not crazy. You're not disrespectful. You're not wrong. I've been there. We're the people who should have greater judgment and make greater decisions for themselves because it would then in the long term affect you. I've been there. And what I want to say, firstly, is respect your parents or respect your elders or anybody that's around you that's providing for you. I know that sometimes being in situations like this, it can make you angry and make you react in such a way. But I'm just telling you, like, if you absolutely can, do it. Respect your elders as hard as it may be for you to not say what you want to say. Just don't respect them. I'm not telling you this because I've never done it before. I have. And at the age that I'm at right now, looking back in retrospect, I see that many of the things that I've responded to and said actually made my life harder. Because the truth about them has always shown and has always been brought to the light. However, things that were said about me, whether it was incompetence or not, and it got out, it never destroyed me because it wasn't true. And with me knowing within myself, with me knowing and being in touch with myself, at first it would hurt just to hear the things that people would say and assume and think and want and wish and all that. But once I realized or started to realize who I was, it didn't matter no more. Like, I was just gonna continue to flourish and be myself. And if you're young out there And I know you young. I love kids and I love the youth. I've always had, like, since forever. Oops, excuse me. Since forever. And I connect with them so deeply because I once was them. And in a way, I feel like I will forever be them. Like, I feel like people, I hate when they put those loud mufflers on their car. I feel like people in general, especially that lived a hard life or a life that they knew wasn't for them, they never grow up. Like, if you think about it, like, look at all the celebrities, you know, all these people online, social media, all these people around the world, whether we see them or not, they have sayings about it. Forever Young, Forever 21 is a clothing store. It's the youth. Like, everybody wants to recapture their youth. I seen an older lady the other day online. She was dressed in what it looked like some Forever 21 clothes, and she had to be about 60 or 70 years old. But she looked really, really good. You know what I mean? And a lot of people were slandering her, saying, oh, she needs to be a grandma. She needs to wear clothes that are more age appropriate, yada, yada, yada. And I'm just like, how do we know what's age appropriate? We know what we've been shown to be age appropriate. But if you want to get technical, the clothes that she was wearing, if a younger teenage girl wore them, depending on her environment and the circumstances of other people in her that she's in, she could be ridiculed and looked at so many other ways. Like, you know, and I'm not getting off a topic, I'm just using this for example. Like, back home where I'm from, in Connecticut, you know, versus here in North Carolina, there's a lot of girls who walk around here. It's hot. The climate is very different here opposed to there. So they wear less clothes here, and they wear them casually to go out and whatever. Everybody has a good time. You don't really hear about too many sex crimes, and I know I don't. I don't watch the news, but I don't hear a lot of people speaking like that as well, like with those mentalities. And what I'm finding that the further you go up north and you live up north, in that region, what's the word I'm looking for? What's common there is uncommon here. So me growing up, and a lot of people will ask me, do I miss home? And this is why my answer is always no. Because my standard fits the standard here in the South. My grandparents are from the South. I was raised in the Southern culture. So yeah, from the older people, I had their strictness, I had their learning, their teachings and respect. But with the younger people who grew up with the same type of upbringing, you know, here, they get it. They understand what was before, and they know how to adjust and adapt to what's now. And like the way we think is just in sync. Like, you know, a lot of people find a tribe very early on in life and they stay together forever. Excuse me. But me, like, I've always been into things. Like, I'll be doing hair, I'll be doing makeup. While I'm doing the hair and makeup, I'm talking to my client about life. We talking about the fashions. We talking about how we feel as people. Like, I always built relationships. And I used to always think that, like, oh my God, I'm going to grow up and be this big makeup artist. Until my sickness that I have, which is endometriosis, until that started to rule and take over my life. So, and that's when I had this epiphany. Like, I can't work like the average person. I need to think quick about something else that I can do to revenue me more money. I used to pray to God. Like, I'm telling you, like, even in high school, even as a kid, every segment of my life, I remember myself saying this. I want to be able to make money in my sleep. Before it was a thing on social media, I literally have like written affirmations. Well, they're really just letters that I put in envelopes to myself to open years from that moment. But I used to always say I want my lifestyle to make money for me. I was very specific. My nana used to always tell me, like, when you pray, you can't just pray for things that you want. You have to be specific to God. Like, God needs to know exactly what you want. And based off the relationship you have with God, He's going to send you somebody who understands you the way that He does, and you'll feel more comfortable around this person. And this is how you know who you are meant to be with. This is like me and my nana, we used to have very deep intellectual conversations, and that I'm trying to get all over the place. But one of the things, if not the best thing I loved about her, or her being an elder, especially my grandmother, she always gave me that platform to listen to me. And you know, we used to, like, I had so many things in common with my nana. We used to always say to each other, you're never too old to learn and you're never too young to teach. And whenever I taught her something new, like on my mind of how I felt, she would always smile and do like hug her cheeks and get all excited, because she just always would tell me, like, you're going places, you're going places, you're going places. Deja, you can't be scared to leave me. Everybody gotta leave the earth one day. But me being stuck in that moment, like, I love my family. When I say I love my family, like, I love my family. I don't know how to explain it, because I don't know, it's just in me. I think my real name means love. Like, because when I heard their stories and everything that they endured and watched growing up, and just to see them, I love to say come to America, even though they were in America, but just to see them coming up north is like coming to America, you know, from their times to now. Like, you know what I'm saying? For what they grew up watching, so what they seen in my day is like a whole different world. So yeah, we're gonna use that slang, that little slogan, coming to America. With them coming to America, like, that's how I felt. Like, my grandparents came to America. Like, I learned about the Gullah culture, the Geechee, Indian. My grandfather talked to me about his Indian heritage, and Geechee, the rice, the type of way we look, the people. So I understood why I was so short, why my head's so round, why my hair is naturally black. Like, these are questions I will always ask my mother. And my mom, like, she was just a hustler. Like, she was loving, but she was a hustler. Like, my mom had to be the mom and the dad. So we didn't really have that many conversations like that until I got older to talk about the real stuff. But stuff like what I'm talking about right now, it's important, but it wasn't important to her because she had the whole world on her shoulders. Like, a single parent taking care of 3 big ass kids. Like, she had other things on her mind, and she just wanted to release it, go out, whatever. Like, money was my mother's focus. So I would go to my grandparents, I would sit with them, I would talk to them about their background, their history. I would get and sit on the floor, even though they had couches, I would sit on the floor and look up at them, or sit at the table at my nana's house, because she's like more classy. We would have some tea, some coffee, you know, she had some crackers, peanut butter crackers. Like, my nana, oh my gosh, she was too much. But then my other grandparents, like, I just got 2 different upbringings, like, and I love them both. Like, when I was younger, I used to feel like I had to pick a side, like my mom's side or my dad's side. But there was so many things I loved about them sides that one day as a kid, because it's like they used to try to force me to choose like who I love. One day they actually said who I love more, and I was like, I was real young. Everybody loved me. Like, this is my personality since I was little. So my grandparents and my mom and them, they all in my face and stuff. And they're like, who you love more? Like, I love all my family. Like, what am I supposed to say? Like, imagine you being a little kid and you just love everybody in your family. And then it's like, when you start talking about one family, when you at the other family, they get mad. When you start talking about the other family at the other family, they get mad. And it's just like, we all are family. Like, you all are my family. Like, I was a little girl saying this stuff, so it's so crazy looking back and having to reenact it. But oh my God, both their upbringings taught me so much. And that's why I know, like, no matter what life brings you or what you're going through, If you believe in it enough in your heart and you have faith, I'm telling you, you are going to get there. You are going to get there. I know I'm smiling today, but I've cried many a nights. And I am very grateful. Like, I know I'm starting over and I don't have much, but I'm grateful simply for just being able. Like, a lot of people don't even understand my struggle, my story, my fight, you know, battling a cancerous disease, working 3 jobs, being there for whoever needed me to be there. Even if they didn't really need me, I felt like it. Like, sleep deprived, not being able to process a thought, not being able to be peaceful for so long, like operating successfully in trauma, like trauma, you know, and looking for outlets, like trying to find, like, I'm telling you, and I don't even know if you're going to be able to even understand me. Yes, I like talking with my hands. I'm a very emotional person. I'm very active. So, keep your faith. A lot of people are asking me, how? And honestly, the reason why I don't tell you, like how you're looking for me to tell you, is because I can't. I can't articulate that. There's no it's not like Dora the Explorer. First we went to the cabin, then we went over the bridge, then we were at the party. Like, no, it's not like that. Excuse me. When I think about all the things that I have endured, I'm not supposed to be here. I get so emotional, like, I'm not supposed to be here. I fought to be here. And I lost my ego. Left it back there. Left a lot of stuff. Left clothes, left shoes, left things back there. I left things back there. Yeah, I did. I left things back there. And it was so hard. Like, God will force you to face yourself to see how much you really want it. Because I remember it'd be points of times where I couldn't live without certain things. My jewelry, my makeup, my clothes, my hair. Like, anything that's tangible, like my dog. Like, I love my dog, London. I try my best not to think about her. But it's getting better with each day. Like, in the beginning, I was sick. That's all I'm going to say. I had sacrificed so much because my vision, the vision that was showed to me, I knew that every obstacle from birth that I've experienced was for this moment. And one day, I found myself sitting in the bathroom, crying out for prayer and guidance from the only person that I could not forgive. And I'm getting emotional about this because that's my father. I was like, and I didn't even think I was going to get this deep. But our parents, they shape and they mold us. And they do teach us. They teach us what not to do from their actions. And they teach us what to do from their actions as well. Everything is not always all bad and everything is not always all good. So there is no such thing as a good and a bad parent. And they all have their purpose and their timing as to when they're going to come into our lives. And this was the time when I needed my father. Because I didn't really study and read the Bible and stuff like that as a kid. I grew up loving church, but when my parents split, I hated it. I hated everything about it. I hated the people who attended it. I felt like it was a sham. I felt like it ruined my family. I just felt like so many things as a kid. And I'm like, God, if you love me so much, why you hurt me like this? This is me, a little 7, 8, 9-year-old talking to God like this. Like, why you take my family? Why I had to have my sisters from a woman? It's just things that I could not understand. And I would be mad. I would be angry when I go to visit my nana. When I went to my grandma Peneley's house, I would ask these questions like, if my parents love me so much, why am I hurting? Why am I so this? Like, so fast forward back to what I was saying, when I was in a domestic violence relationship with a very ill individual, and I remember a point of time in this relationship where he was torturing me. Like, it was more of a mental thing, a financial thing, a leverage thing, him having more family over me, breaking my stuff so I couldn't. I remember like feeling so defeated, to the point where I reached out to my father and I went crazy. Like, what some people would say crazy. I was screaming in the bathroom. I'm yelling. My heart's skipping a beat. And for those of you who don't know, I was born with a murmur. I had a hole in my heart that reopened up twice. Like, it's a whole story about that. Check that out in my book. And remember my dad, like, that's the first time I ever heard him raise his voice. Like, he got concerned because he could hear me. Like, I couldn't speak. Like, phlegm and stuff was coming out. And he's like, you need to calm down. Like, Dej, like, he yelled my name. Never heard him yell my name like that. And that's just scaring me. Like, I didn't even notice that I'm going through all of this stuff because I'm so worked up. When I look back at my life, I never been as angry, as frazzled, or whatever you want to call it, flustered as that. That never happened to me before. So, me hearing him do that, say that to me, I had to stay in that bathroom. I stayed in that bathroom for hours and we talked. And he told me like so many things, like to get my mind off of my anger. Like, that was crazy. And I started reaching out to him for stuff. Like, sometimes, like, especially in the Western culture, we look at taking care as financial and stuff like that. Like, oh, you never did nothing for me, this, and that. And I used to feel like that too up until that moment. Like, when I was able to use the knowledge and stuff that he was giving me as tools to help me fight in this situation. Because this is not something that the police could fix. It wasn't nothing that anything of this world could fix. Like, I had to give myself knowledge to help me fight through this battle. This was a war between angels and demons. Like, and I'm telling you, everything that could have happened. But one thing I want to say to you guys, not getting off the subject, is my heart never changed. If anything, it grew more fond of God. Like, I always had a relationship with him, but this was a test. This was a test to see if I was gonna go or keep straight. When all this stuff gonna come and hit you. It's gonna hit you from every direction, drop on you, upward, it's gonna hit you. But you gotta stay there. You gotta stay humble. I've been called humble my entire life, and I used to look at it as an insult because it came from people who was dressed in designer and who looked like they had themselves together, but they admire me. So that always made me dissect a lot of things. Thank you to anybody who ever spoke words of encouragement when I didn't even know that they were words of encouragement. Because I'm just saying, do not lose faith. Do not lose faith. I am you, and you are me. I am you, and you are me. I am you, and you are me. And we are going to make it to wherever our mind tells us we're going. We are going to get there. In Jesus' name, in the word of Elohim and Yahshua, in Jesus' name, amen. Like, do not lose your faith. There are wonderful things that are about to happen. And a lot of the chosen ones' lives, I could feel it. The underdogs, the black sheep, those who were last. Yeah. And the wonderful things we're going to do. But if you made it this far to my video, I appreciate you for watching. I know I could talk all over the place, but this is the spirit. This is not me. This is me, but the spirit is active within me. And this is not nothing that I pre-rehearsed or previously sketched out. No, it just came to me. It just came to me. And like I said, I did a lot of things before I could even muster up the strength, the courage. Courage was my battle. To get on this camera consistently and do something that I've always wanted to do. I went through a lot to get here. It may seem like I just press a button, but no. You gotta love the person you look at. You gotta like them too. You gotta know them, you gotta understand, you gotta feel. And that's all the things that I had to do within myself before I could get to this point. I didn't know who I was. Fully. And now I'm here. So, if you made it this far again, do not forget to like and subscribe. My videos are gonna get more organized. But right now, as I'm going through the draft, the ending of my storm, I still want to record because I want to look back on these days. I always do it to look back, you know. But thank you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my video into my YouTube channel. Bye-bye. I got to get on this road and get this money.